a save by Carey Price.
Starting goaltenders for tonight's game. Jonas Hiller gets the call for Anaheim. 4-1 on the season. Was pulled 2 starts ago against Dallas and has allowed 7 goals against on 35 shots in his last 2 games. Carey Price gets the nod for the Canadiens tonight. Price has faced more than 30 shots in 5 straight starts, where he's 3-2 with a .944 save percentage. And Saku Koivu got quite the rousing ovation during the U.S. anthem when they showed him on the scoreboard here at the Bell Center.
And deservedly so. Saku Koivu, tremendous Montreal Canadien, a leader of this team for 10 seasons, hoping to lead the Anaheim Ducks to a victory against his old team.
And he's out there for the starting lineup, and so is the new number 11 for the Canadiens. Brendan Gallagher took a puck off his skate, and he's hobbled his way to the Canadiens bench right now and has gone up for a change. Cam Fowler waits back behind his own goal. He'll drop it off for Francois Beauchemin. Beauchemin has a +11 rating. Over the last 8 games, he's been solid as he gets the puck down the ice here, and the Ducks are called for icing.
Montreal Canadiens aren't going to be very happy with that Brendan Gallagher is leaving the ice. He's walking down the hallway, and Coach Michel Therrien has been relying on Brendan Gallagher to do a lot for his team. The young forward has been tremendous. Scored a beautiful goal last game, and he takes a puck off the instep early as it came around the boards, and he went right to the bench limping. He is not yet back on the bench. We'll keep you updated as to the status of Brendan Gallagher.
Hopefully just the bumblebees in his skate there. As Beauchemin is on it, he'll bank it off the boards to center. Too far for Perry. Georges hands it off for Diaz. Turn feed for Josh Georges. For Thomas Buchanan's at center. They'll bring it in off the boards. Hiller stops that back in the net, leaving it for Beauchemin. Sent around the wing and tipped out as Georges will go back to get it.
John Gallagher's back on the bench. You're probably right. He's walked it off through the runway. Good for the Habs, and you can see the Ducks just sitting back. They're going to play that 1-2-2 patient style defensive game.
Perry picks it up at center on the turnover by Diaz. He'll send it to the corner. Out of the net is Price to hand it off back for Diaz, who works it up the wing, tipping it by Solani. That puck will come out as Travis Moan runs into Brian Allen, who dumps it right back in as Price leaves it side of the net for Diaz. Into the corner for Georges. Played it off the back of the goal. Desharnais got it up on the wing, and René Bourque will tip it out. And Sami Vatanen is back on it for Anaheim. Desharnais on the forecheck, trying to knock it down, but it's tipped away. And Ducks bring it back up ice. Vatanen is on it. In over the line, drops it off for Solani with a shot right on, and it's steered away by Price. Nathan Beaulieu in the corner, knocked down as he tries to maintain control of the puck. He'll send it back behind the net. Pouillon is there. Onto the wing for René Bourque, and he'll work his way out at center. Bourque stripped to the puck at center ice by Perreault, but then a penalty called on the play, and it'll be a hooking call that will send the Canadiens to the game's opening power play.
Bruce Boudreau not very happy, as you can see, as he just kind of waves his hand saying, "Oh, forget it." But this was actually, it looked like to me, a pretty good back check through the neutral zone. And René Bourque taking the puck up the ice, but Matthew Perreault was going to get the hooking call. He did reach up and he lifted the stick of Bourque, and at the last second, I think he just held on too long. He did get the puck, and the problem was he held on to the stick too long in the hook, and the Montreal Canadiens get to go on their first power play early in the game.
And the shocked look on the face of Bruce Boudreau might explain it all. His thoughts on it as the Ducks clear it down the ice. Their penalty kill is 24th in the league, as they have given up 7 power play goals. The Canadiens power play 6 in the NHL at 24.3%. As Subban will ring it in around the boards. Galchenyuk after it in the corner. Alex Galchenyuk trying to tip it out front. That's broken up, and Daniel Winnick will clear it all the way down the ice. Price out of the goal. Wants to move it here, and he'll hand it off for Subban back in the net. PK Subban, 4th in the NHL in power play time on ice per game at over 4.5 minutes. Here's Eller in the corner, swings it back around. Subban won't get there in time, and he'll have to back up with it.
Lack of communication down low. All the players from Montreal were on the same side of the ice, and Eller rimmed it around far side, hoping to catch the Ducks on the one side, but it didn't work out as Subban couldn't keep it in.
Got it in for Galchenyuk. Tries a shot. It's off the skate of Mark Fister, who draws back in the lineup tonight in place of Ben Lovejoy for Anaheim. At the point, Markov for Subban, tees it up. Hill with a stopper, rebounded from, knocked wide by Gionta, and the puck gets cleared off the glass, sent all the way down the ice.
That's Montreal's big play, is to set the big shot up from the right shot. Subban on the point. And if the Anaheim Ducks want to take that away, they'll worry about taking it down low. But great job early with the Habs trying to get that shot set up from the point.
Gionta throwing it in front for Plekanec out of his reach. Along the wing, Mikhail Bonaval with it. Now low for Gionta, hopped over his stick. Oceanan tries to handle off Plekanec in the corner. Nick Bonino in there as well, but he's bumped. Here's Diaz firing, club save made by Jonas Hiller as he flashed the lever on that one.
Jonas Hiller moving over nicely as Rafael Diaz stepped into his shot. Rafael Diaz has been having trouble getting his shots through to the net, but in this situation he backed himself away from the middle of the ice, gave himself an open lane. But unfortunately it was Hiller saw it the whole way. He just looked over the screen of Gionta, or sorry, that was Subban taking the shot, but Hiller saw the full shot from Diaz, and earlier it was Gionta in front where Hiller was just able to look right over Gionta and make an easy save.
Diaz back over to Beaulieu with a shot through. Bounced it in front, knocked down as Cam May trying to reach for a net. Scramble, no one in there as well, and Jonas Hiller finds it in the pileup as Travis Moen ends up on the ice, and everyone was trying to reach that one in front.
Great face-off win. This is what the Habs need more of. Traffic in front, bodies in front of the net, and getting the pucks through. Nice little wrist shot to the point. It creates problems in front of the net. Desharnais gets a good whack at it, but he gets nailed in the process. But this is exactly what the Habs are looking for. Get people in front, look for those rebounds. You've got two big bodies in Moen and Bourque, and Desharnais with a good opportunity, and as he wins another draw with his feet.
Subban tees it up, and that one got blocked by Daniel Winnick as he's lost his stick in the process here. Subban on it again. Feeds it over to Markov for the drive. Knocked down in front as Moen can't find it in his skates. Winnick without a stick will let Perreault take it. Mathieu Perreault up onto the wing, and now Koivu tries to tip it out. Can't clear. Rene Bourque's got it. Takes a shot. That's off the stick and sails over the glass and out of play as the Canadians have a little early pressure on here in the Anaheim zone.
Well, another great shift, great start here with Rene Bourque. A little bit of power play time. I like this Moen, Desharnais, and Bourque on the power play. You can see the face-off win. There's the shot. Winnick awkwardly gets in front of it. I'm not sure if it hit his stick, his hand, or what it hit, but he rolled. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing that. You're going to take that in the face, but a great shot block by Daniel Winnick.
Thomas Plekanec out there now against Ryan Getzlaf as Mikhail Bonaval came up with it off the draw, tried to throw it back to the point for Bouillon, and it ends up all the way down the ice as Price will leave it for Georges. Josh Georges starts back up now, banking it off the glass, got it to center. Bonaval tips it by Brian Allen. He's in with a shot right on, and Hiller takes that one in the breadbasket, and then Bonaval draws some attention around the Anaheim crease right after the save.
I like the way the Habs are taking the puck to the net. They're letting their presence be known early. Michel Therrien will be very happy with this. They're playing off the power play, getting the puck, taking it to the net, creating traffic in front for Jonas Hiller. The key to the Montreal Canadiens is to do this for 60 minutes, not do it for the first period to get the lead. It's carry this play throughout the 60 minutes, but a good start so far. Even though they came up short on the power play, they had some good setups, some good shots, lots of traffic in front, and they're just building off that now.
Now they'll send out the fourth line as Ryan White has Blunden and Holland on his wings. And Ryan White will get tossed out of the draw against Nick Bonino here.
Ryan White 83% in his draws last game against Edmonton, 10 for 12. He was fantastic in the defensive zone.
He actually leads the Canadians overall in face-off percentage right now, 57.1 on the year.
110 for 12.
Games,
yeah, 110 for 12 will do it for you, but he was spectacular in the defensive zone for the Habs last game.
London nearly creates a turnover in the Anaheim zone here as Patrick Holland is on it. He'll dump it back in. Back behind the Anaheim goal. Mark Fister goes after it, works it up the boards, takes a hit. He's got to chase it down again on the near side as London is there. Moved it up on the wing for Devontae Smith-Pelly, who is making his first appearance in a game for the Ducks this season tonight. Had 2 goals and 4 points in 4 games with the Norfolk Admirals in the American Hockey League this season. Mark Fister back on it in his own zone. Feeds it over to Cam Fowler. Fowler back up on the wing. That's off the stick of Winnick. Now he tries to get it ahead for Smith-Pelly, who deflects it in the Canadian zone. Diaz tracking down to it behind the net. Into the corner. Markov's there. Got it up the boards, but it got by Blunden. All the way down the ice, and the Canadians will get called for icing.
Well, the Montreal Canadiens doing a pretty good job down deep in their own zone. A key to the Canadians in this game, and nice to see Gallagher back on the ice. He had a little bit of power play time, even though it was a short shift, but he's back. The Montreal Canadiens have to get that puck and quickly transfer it from behind their net up and out. They tried to do it quickly with Markov up the boards to Blunden. He missed it, went for icing. But the Canadiens do not want to play that low game with the big, powerful forwards of the Anaheim Ducks.
Brendan Gallagher with 7 points, 5 of them being goals so far this year, and 13 shots in the last 2 games. There's Ryan White up with it now. Hands it up ahead for Blunden, trying to get out of the traffic as 2 Ducks collide. Solani got bumped into by Bolshevik. Lars Eller back up with it, takes the shot, Kelly a save, rebound, and he stops him again. Eller after it on the far side of the point for Diaz, trying to shimmy off Emerson Edom. Got it down low. Gallagher back up high for Georges. Over to Diaz again with a shot. That one goes wide as Galchenyuk was looking for the deflection in front. And Solani's on it. His backhander will end up the length of the ice, with Diaz winning the race back forward. And that ends up being an icing call against Anaheim.
Lars Eller with a great opportunity. Interesting, you're watching the line matches as Eller jumped on the ice when the line changed. A quick change when they saw Solani on the ice. They put the Eller line out. He drives the puck to the net. Great wrist shot, a high shot, creates a rebound, and he just waltzes in right around the 19-year-old Hampus Lindholm to go for the rebound. Lars Eller having a tremendous season on the ice. Not so much with the media in the last couple of days with the Edmonton game, but on the ice he's been very, very good for the Habs.
5 goals, 8 points, and tied with Gallagher for the 5-goal lead in the lineup tonight. Here's Diaz with it, throwing it high over the net. It's off the glass. Borkins got it, pulls it back to the crease for the boards. Diaz fires, and that one whistles over the goal. Comes up on the wing, and Solani has got it. Timo Solani will get it up onto the wing. Emerson Edom on the delayed offside has to clear as he was checked by Diaz. Now the puck tipped back in the Canadian zone by Silverberg as Price will leave it back to the net. Georges caught with Koivu in the corner. Silverberg in there to help out as well. Now it's wrapped up on the wing. Vatanen trying to keep it away from the skates of Rene Bourque. It's lifted to the line. Cogliano keeps it in. Sends it back down low. Silverberg trying to escape Diaz. Plays it off for Koivu. Georges got in the way there. He'll roll it up on the wing as Travis Moon looks to move it. And a bouncing puck. Koivu in front. What a chance for Cogliano as he rolled it off the goalpost. And it ends up over the glass and out of play. Andrew Cogliano, the Iron Man, in his 468th consecutive game, can't get the game's opening goal. Where he was put up on the scoreboard, and it was all him. Fans still love Saku Koivu here, whose career-high season was back in 06-07. 81 games, 75 points, as we mentioned, led the team in scoring 3 times. Wore the C here for several years as well, and a lot of Koivu shirts and sweaters in the stands here at the Bell Center tonight.
You can see helping out with his head coach Bruce Boudreau as he's getting the message off to some of the young players, talking to Andrew Cogliano, maybe about the last play, the last setup that he had Cogliano with a great opportunity. And you cannot have enough experience like Saku Koivu with that leadership on your team.
Canadians caught for the offside at the Anaheim line right there with Jonathan Plekanec coming in on the wing.
Thomas Plekanec has been hot as of late, last 3 games. He's got 4 points, 3 goals and a helper. Really nice goal. Turned out to be the game winner against Columbus. He has been strong in the face-off dots, and he has really elevated his game in some of that 4-on-4 play as he wins another draw. And last game, with he and Gianto were tremendous on the 4-on-4.
Been able to mix up who his wingers have been too, even when he played with Galchenyuk and Gallagher for a few games. Outstanding there as well.
I think that really got him going back into the offensive part of it. He really hadn't got the offense going until that line got juggled, and then he and Gianto have been able to carry it over. And I like the addition of Michael Bournival in this line. He's young, he's got plenty of speed, he brings that size, and I think this line has really got something going.
Here's Bouillon from center, dumping it in off the glass, comes back around to the corner as Sami Vatanen has to try and find it here. Takes the check from Lars Eller. Now Allen works it up ahead at center ice, and Daniel Winnick is on it. Winnick going after in the corner. Takes a hit on the plate from Nathan Beaulieu. Beaulieu got it up onto the wing for Galchenyuk. Can't clear it out the line. Bonino kept it in. Down low for Corey Perry. He knocks it down. It sends it behind the Canadiens' net. Bonino after it far side. Slides it back to the point. Wrist shot blocked in front by Gallagher. Handing it off to Galchenyuk, and he'll get it to center. And backhand it in and head off for the change. Jonas Hiller gives way for Hampus Lindholm. Loops his own net and gets it up to center. On the wing for Devontae Smith-Pelly, and he'll send it down low behind the net. Ryan White tips it off for Markov, playing it in front to Subban. He had to quickly move it to the corner out of harm's way. Now it skips in the Duck zone. Patrick Holland after it. Trying to drop it back in the line, but it's turned over. Devontae Smith-Pelly will send it back into the Canadian zone. Subban has a look over his shoulder, plays it off for Markov, over to White, quick pass back up the middle under the stick of London, to the line and out to late offside as Cam Fowler chopped it back in, and Subban puts the arm in the air and directs traffic here as he'll wait. Subban being watched by Solani, now hands it up for Rene Bourque, who turns it over to Fowler at center, picked up by Desharnais. He's got room, cutting in, forehand, backhand, Hiller the stop, he can't stuff it in as Jonas Hiller at the pad down, but he'll draw the penalty, and the Canadiens will get a power play on the slashing call here.
The Habs get a little bit lucky in this situation. Bourque throws the puck up the middle, and it turns into be a good play. It goes from a turnover to a good play. As Desharnais comes in, you can see the stick work right there. Fister tries to whack the stick of Desharnais, but the penalty was going to be called if the puck did not go in the net. But David Desharnais would have loved to see him shoot the puck. Desperately looking for his first goal of the season. A great opportunity, but it was a bad play by Bourque in the neutral zone, kind of blindly throwing in the middle, and Desharnais with his speed was able to create the turnover and go in on the breakaway.
Second power play of the night for the Canadiens. They had 2 shots last time. Here's Subban firing, and it goes wide. Back to the net. Desharnais into the corner for Galchenyuk. Trying to work it up the board. Picked off though by Saku Koivu. He'll work it out to center for Daniel Winnick, who wrists one in high over the goal. Markov and Winnick collide in the corner. Galchenyuk on it, turned it over. Daniel Winnick in tight, and he can't get a shot away. Subban got back to tip it off his stick. And now Subban fights off Winnick. He'll carry it to center for Rene Bourque. Deflecting it down to the corner. Allen is there, swung around the boards, and it's picked up by Galchenyuk. Alex Galchenyuk for David Desharnais. Knocked down in the corner. Fans looking for a call. They don't get one. Rene Bourque is on it. Swings it to the point for PK Subban. Subban hands it off for Markov. Back to Bourque. In the slot. He shot it over the net. Galchenyuk for Desharnais. Trying to get it in front again. It's sent to the line and off the stick of Markov. And he'll work it over to Subban at center. PK Subban trying to bring it right back in. Canadiens getting a line change in here. Ducks clear it to center. Subban knocks it down. His backhand pass near side brought in by Plekanec. At the point, Markov holds it in. Bats it off the glass, down to the corner. Plekanec fishes it behind the net for Mikhail Bonneval. Up onto the boards, Gionta's there to get it. To the point for Diaz. Wristed in front, that got blocked. And it's picked up by the Ducks and brought out as Getzlaf will play it ahead at center for Emerson Edom as he'll get it in over the line and burn off a few more seconds of the power play. Gionta back up ice, up for Plekanec. Tips it high in the air, Bonneval knocks it down. Corey Perry gives him a ride into the corner. Right back to his feet though, puck comes up on the high slot. Diaz for Beaulieu, fires, it's up the stick of Perry to the corner. Plekanec on it again, back to the goal for Bonneval, up high for Diaz. Diaz over to Nathan Beaulieu. Beaulieu has a look, gives way to Diaz, wrist shot off the leg of Gionta. They both hustle to the blue line, Gionta keeps it in. Off to Bonneval, Fistrick out of the box. Bonneval for Plekanec down low. In the corner, check by Perry. Comes up for Josh Georges. Over to Beaulieu, with room, tees it up, scores! Nathan Beaulieu rips it home. And that is goal number 1 for Nathan Beaulieu in his NHL career.
Exactly why they brought Beaulieu in and moved Tenorti down, for the offense that he can bring to the game, and he shows it here. The power play has just ended. A great shot through traffic, head up. He finds the opening, not a lot there. Earlier he had shot a little bit wide, knowing that it was there. Actually, that's going to go to Bonneval in front.
Tipped
it up high. A great replay on that one. And Bonneval with his second goal of the season, but a great shot by Beaulieu from the point. to get the shot through, and great traffic in front just after the power play expired.
So the youngsters team up for the game's opening goal for the Canadiens. As the Ducks clear it down the ice here, and yeah, Michael Bonneval may have stripped Nathan Beaulieu of his first NHL goal there.
Great future for these two young players. Got lots of puck moving ability, both Beaulieu and Bonneval, but Bonneval doing a great job up front in that position, as he has now got 4 points for Bonneval in a 4-game point streak. Since he scored his first goal, he has been on fire as he deflected that one, and a great shot from Beaulieu on the point.
Here's Koivu sending it down into the corner, picked up Crone on that. Price will block it at the side of the net, and it's poked back to the goal. Cogliano in front for Koivu, and his shot goes wide. Up on the wing, Beauchemin. Find a play here, back down into the corner. Cogliano hands it off for Koivu, back to the net. Zaku Koivu centering for Cogliano, but it's broken up by Georges. He'll clear it up off the glass, and that one will get out and back down the ice.
Habs have set twice. Koivu's line has had some great opportunities right in the middle of the slot area. Something that the Habs are going to have to pay a little more attention to, that down-low coverage.
Price will stop the shot from Silverberg. And hang on, as Michael Bonneval has got his second of the season to give the Canadiens the 1-0 lead.
One of those moments you'll never forget. He even has a picture in his house from that night hanging on his wall.
Certainly was an emotional night for Zaku Koivu. Back on April 9th, 2002, 4-3 win for the Habs that night, as well clinched the playoff spot. It was a big game for the Canadiens as well as Koivu. And here the Habs lead at 1-0. Nathan Beaulieu lost the puck at center, brought back in by Nick Bonino. Hands it off to Winnick with a snapshot. And Carey Price got the blocker out on that one and deflected it out of play.
Well, Nathan Beaulieu got a great shot from the point, but this is the problem with young defensemen carrying the puck when he shouldn't. He's got lots of red jerseys and help in front of him. Move the puck up, let the forwards carry the puck, because this is what happens when you think you've got a player beat in the National Hockey League. They can catch you from behind. A quick lesson learned by Nathan Beaulieu.
Here comes Desharnais up at center for Rene Bourque. Got it to the line and then kicked back as Moan touched it coming in, and that ends up being an offside against the Canadiens there.
Travis Moan stepping up in the absence of Brandon Prust. Moan is a similar type player. He's getting a great opportunity to play with Desharnais, and I think it's really sparked David Desharnais in the last couple of games with Moan and Bourque. A couple of big bodies, but Travis Moan, Stanley Cup winner with these Anaheim Ducks in 2007, is a more than serviceable player in all areas of the game, and he is doing a very good job in the absence of Brandon Prust stepping into that physical type player that the Habs desperately need up front.
Ducks get it in the Canadian zone. Solani on the forecheck, hands it off, and a high shot blocked by Price as Perreault tried to throw it on net. He fights for the puck in the slot here, backhanded into the corner, and a penalty coming up here to the Canadiens as Perreault tries to get an opportunity in front, and instead he draws the call.
Now this has been an area of concern in this game for the Habs. It's the direct area in front of Carey Price, the low slot. The Anaheim Ducks have had a couple of really good opportunities. And in this situation, same thing in front of Carey Price in the slot. It's Lars Eller with the hook. They're just not able to clear the space out. He gets the stick up underneath Perreault. Perreault took the first penalty of the game, and now he's drawn the first power play for the Anaheim Ducks, but the Habs have got to clean that area up. They've got to do better coverage in the slot in their own zone.
And as mentioned, the Ducks power play has been rather anemic on this season. 3 for 36, 8.3%. They're dead last in the league on the power play.
Well, Bruce Boudreau's comments, we're talking to him about it, and I said, so about the power play. He goes, yeah, it's great, isn't it? Tongue in cheek. He can't pull his hair out. He doesn't have any to pull out, but something that Bruce Boudreau's teams are always very good at is the power play, but he's got lots of patience. He figures it's going to come around.
Yeah, historically, he's always been a top 5, top 10 ranked team of the power play when he's coached in Washington or Anaheim before. Meanwhile, Corey Perry has the puck underneath him in the corner, tipped up on the wing. Plekanec's trying to get it out, can't do it. Walking in, shot right on by Fowler, and Price out on the top of the blue paint will make the stop and cover it up.
Well, part of the success or non-success, lack of success for Anaheim is the fact that they're playing with young defensemen. They've got Cam Fowler on the back end starting the power play, other defenseman Sammy Vatanen. These young players are great offensive players, but just haven't got into the rhythm that Bruce Boudreau and the team are looking for. And it's very difficult to play young defensemen on the power play and expect success. And once again, you've got a 19-year-old and number 47 and Hampus Lindholm on the back end of the power play. And Bruce Boudreau really feels that that's a big reason this team just hasn't had the success as of yet because of the youth on the back end.
Lindholm leads NHL rookies and is 7th in the NHL in plus-minus rating. As Beauchemin at center will bring it in off the glass. Gionta going after in the corner. Tangle up with Koivu. Now Brian Gionta trying to move it side of the net. Had it taken away. Silverberg with it. Offers Saku Koivu. Koivu off the boards. Now being worked over by Ryan White. He'll slide it back for Gionta. Playing it off the boards. And he'll get it down the ice as the Canadians get a change with their penalty killers. Lindholm back on it behind the Anaheim net.
Not bad when you've got a team. You've got a 19-year-old, a 21, a 22-year-old, and you can see the pass there, the first pass by Lindholm behind Beauchemin. But you've got 3 players under 22 years of age quarterbacking your power play. It means you're going to be pretty good in the future. But right now, they're definitely struggling.
Winnick lifts it into the corner. Diaz is there over to Thomas Plekanec. He'll get it off the boards and back down the ice, and that is going to do it. Lars Eller set to return, and the penalty is over. Brought back up ice now by Sammy Vatanen. Put it in on the wing, but the Ducks are caught for the offside as Carey Price, perfect on the 6 shots he's faced against the Ducks so far, with the Canadians leading 1-0. Well, Lars Eller certainly drew a lot of attention in the media this week on Tuesday, talking about the Oilers. He said, quote, with this team, it can be anything. They play a bit like a junior team sometimes. They take a lot of risks and a lot of chances. There isn't a lot of structure in their game always. Well, of course, the Oilers won the game. And here's what Lars Eller had to say later on about his quote.
I was asked about their style of game, and I said a bunch of things. And, you know, one thing was taken out and highlighted, and it wasn't my intention at all. I mean, I'm not the kind of guy that wants to trash talk in the media or, you know, it was a poor choice of words.
And maybe a lesson learned to never give the other team any bulletin board material.
Be careful what you say, and he was right. I don't think he was being mean in his comments, but he'll definitely learn, and I'm sure head coach Michel Therrien had a few comments to make sure that doesn't happen again to him in private, but you know what, that's all part of being a young player and growing pains in National Hockey.
Here's Bonneval on the forecheck. Anaheim has had 5 straight shots on goal since the Bonneval goal. But he's up with the puck here for Thomas Plekanec. Across to Diaz. Fires a rolling puck that goes wide. Josh Georges waiting for it. Georges handing it off for Plekanec. Trying to tip it by the stick of Sammy Vatanen. He'll play it back for Brian Allen. Hook to the line again. Diaz is there. Diaz for Bonneval. Back behind the goal to Brian Gionta. Gionta up high for Georges. Traffic in front, and Plekanec is parked there, but his shot towards the goal is blocked by Getzlaf, who fanned on the clearing attempt. Bonneval, Plekanec scores! A turnover, and Plekanec puts it in the back of the net, and it's 2-0 Montreal.
This is a great job of capitalizing on a terrible turnover by the Anaheim captain down low. Getzlaf blocks the shot, picks up the puck, and just tries to go alley-oop it, as you can see, going long bomb, and he flubs it. That is a flub of NHL proportions. He gets it, he wants to go all the way down the ice, and it's stopped by Bonneval over to Plekanec, and absolutely no mistake, as Heller can't get over quick enough. Great shot by Plekanec. Nice setup by Bonneval, but that is just a terrible giveaway by the Anaheim captain, who was trying to send his teammate Perry off on a breakaway. But instead, he allowed the Montreal Canadiens to get a 2-goal lead.
Thomas Plekanec will get his 5th of the season, and Miguel Bonneval now extending his point streak to 4 games. He's got a goal and an assist already in this one for a 2-point night, as Michel Therrien really wanted to see what he could do with a little more responsibility offensively, playing on that line with Plekanec and Gionta, and so far so good again tonight. There's Subban back behind his own net. Rolling to the corner for David Desharnais. He'll bank it off the glass, trying to get it out. Subban follows up and he'll carry it to center. PK Subban to the Anaheim line. Steps on the puck, carried it in, and then couldn't get it back to his stick. It'll roll out at center. And a miscommunication here on the line change. Cogliano comes up with it. He'll get the shot right on, but Carey Price will come up with a stop there as Cogliano comes up with a second attempt for a goal here tonight. And coming up in our first intermission, we'll have an interview sit down with Teemu Selanne, with Jessica Rusnak. Have your say with Bobby Dollis as we'll debate Jared Tenorti and his assignment to Hamilton, among other things. And of course, Dave Reed with some analysis on this first period where the Canadians have the 2-0 lead.
We've seen this one before. Habs off to a great first period, and they've got the lead. It's going to be how they react in the next two periods as Carey Price gets surprised by that long shot.
And
off the face-off.
Stopped it off his glove, and Beaulieu batted into the air with a high stick, and that results in the whistle. And now Ryan White having words in the corner with Emerson Etem of the Ducks.
Now, John, the puck came down in the face-off. Here's why. The face-off was in the Habs zone. You can see the change right there. It's one player on, one player off. Galchenyuk had to wait for the puck to get by, and Cogliano picked the puck up and came down and got a quick shot. But if the Habs had touched that puck, it would have been too many men on the ice. We have the defensive zone face-off, and it results in a loss and a quick shot. And that's where we're at right now. But very interesting scenario in front of the Montreal Canadiens bench as they're trying to match lines and get the right change.
There's Selanne playing it off down low. That's into the skates of Perreault coming around back in the net. But Galchenyuk stripped into the puck, getting it on the wing. Gallagher had it tipped away. Selanne on it again. Teemu Selanne turned it over to Brendan Gallagher. He'll get it off the stick of Lars Eller. It's cleared out. Beaulieu back on it. Up ahead to Eller again. Avoids the check and will bank it in off the boards as Hiller drops it there for Mathieu Perreault.
Line matching game continues as Eller gets quick shift, gets it deep. Anaheim changes. Selanne on the ice and Eller's off.
And Selanne lost it off his skate. Here comes Gianta. The Plaquenets fires wide. Rebound. And Fowler got to it before Gianta could reach it on a backhand. Turned over again. Bonneval keeps it in. To the corner for Brian Gianta. Swings it back around onto the wing. Mikael Bonneval takes a hit but got it down low in the corner. Although the Ducks will regain control, Cam Fowler is on it. Fowler starting back out. Plays it up the middle of the ice, and it's brought up by Daniel Winnick. No further than the Canadian zone. There's Georges is there. Back to center for Gianta. He lifts it in. Travis Moore on the forecheck. Lays the body out on Brian Allen. Smith Pelly wheels his way back to center. He'll skip it into the corner as Subban will loop his own goal with it here. Trying to poke it away from Winnick. Had to look up, lost it, and now bats it behind the net for Markov. Played up the boards and held in at the line by Vatanen. Now the loose puck is picked up by Sammy Vatanen again, and he'll send it back deep into the corner. Winnick is there. Markov as well. Now Subban will backhand it off the glass. That one takes a good hop for him, and it'll get out at center as Allen played it off his own line. Cogliano lost it. Rene Bourque up with it. Back to the net. In front. Fail on the backhanders. I think he was going to try to lift that one high over the shoulder of Hiller. And the puck gets lifted into the Anaheim bench and out of play.
Well, nice play by Rene Bourque with speed through the neutral zone, and he's able to capitalize again on another turnover. Cogliano couldn't handle the pass. Bourque does a nice job of getting Hiller to go down as he comes around. He just fans on the backhand. I'm sure Bourque wanted to get that one up knowing Hiller was down, but great speed in the neutral zone, capitalizing on another turnover by the Anaheim Ducks in their own zone.
Koivu and Eller for the tries. Eller got it back for Galchenyuk. He'll chip it down the corner. Brendan Gallagher going after it, trying to lift the stick of Lindholm. Galchenyuk looking forward as well. Gallagher after him in the corner. Pulls it towards the net. It ends up wide. 8 seconds to go. Georges after it. Laid back down behind the net, but Francois Beauchemin is there, and he'll get it up onto the wing as Eller tries to hold it in with Silverberg. And that'll do it. Period number 1 comes to a close, and it's a period that the Canadians will be happy about heading to the dressing room.
Excellent start by the Montreal Canadiens, and Michael Bonneval a goal and an assist. Exactly the way the Habs wanted to start. Can they keep it up is the question.
Bonneval and Plaquenets, the goal scorers, as the Canadians lead the Ducks 2-0 after 20. With the Canadians on TSN. Peace. And the shots. 10-8 Montreal in the opening period. And there's the youngster who's on a tear.
All smiles. I think I'd be all smiles too if I was Mikhail Bourneval. He is, everything he touches is turning to gold right now, and that's exactly what the Habs need. With Max Pacioretty out, they need a big left winger to step up with the speed and the skill that Pacioretty has. And you can see Bourneval is doing the exact same. Right situation, the right time, but good players make the best of their opportunities, and that's what Bourneval is doing. He has been given the opportunity to step in on an offensive line. A lot of young players come up and they play on that third, fourth line. Bourneval is expected to step in and contribute with some points by giving the opportunity, and he has done exactly what the team has asked. And a huge benefit for Michel Therrien as he sees his young forward putting up some points once again today.
Canadians had 13 shots blocked in that opening period, throwing 28 pucks towards the Anaheim net. While Anaheim had 14 total attempts on their end shots. And here's a high one that sails over the goal by Silverberg as Alex Galchenyuk's on it in the corner. Pulls it up for Markov, tipped away. Gallagher at center trying to get to it. Galchenyuk follows up. Can he hand it off to Gallagher? Yes, he does. But Gallagher can't get the return feed as it's off the skate of Lindholm.
Well, John, this is the period that we've talked about. Bobby Dallas was talking about it, showing you the stats. This is the period the Montreal Canadiens need to dominate.
Here's Bourneval with it. Handing it off down low for Thomas Plekanec. Finding a little open ice here. Plekanec trying to throw it in front for Bourneval, but that was broken up. Silverberg checked for the boards by Gianna. Back for Plekanec, fires off the crossbar. Just grazed the bar over the shoulder of Hiller with that one. Bolshevik in the corner with it now. He'll play it up at center, and here comes Edom with it. Down the wing, one-on-one against Josh Georges. He'll force him wide back to the goal, all the way to the near boards, and then rides him out as Plekanec comes in to help out. Diaz back of the net, trying to tie up Corey Perry. Perry is on the puck, hands it offside of the goal, rolled into the crease by Natsu Perreault, but it's taken away, and Gianta will flip it up onto the wing here as Bourneval knocks it down, and he'll get the job out to center as it's finished off by Plekanec for the line change.
Smart play, get the puck deep, get the change. Montreal Canadiens, good job in their own zone, working down low against Corey Perry.
Here's Getzlaf with it in over the line. Ryan Getzlaf trying to get to the slot, and his stick checked by Rene Bourque. Desharnais back for Bourque through center. Crosses in over the line, can't get any further. The puck comes free to center. Bouillon is there, and he'll send it in deep. Bourque going after it behind the net. Runs into Cam Fowler. Desharnais on the forecheck, blocked it with his skate. Now trying to play it there. He's got Bourque to help him out with it. Rene Bourque trying to pull it free from the pile, but it comes loose for Ryan Getzlaf back to the net. Up ahead at center for Daniel Winnick. He'll flip it off the boards and chase it down to the corner. Bouillon rides him out. Solani up with it. Up high to the point. Lindholm a shot that got tipped away in front as Winnick causes traffic on the top of the crease for Carey Price. Bolshevik on the backhand, playing it behind the goal. Picked up in the corner. Daniel Winnick up high for Lindholm. Lindholm being watched by Rene Bourque. Throws it through traffic. It's off the stick of Getzlaf and wide as Markov will move it ahead for Moan, and the Canadiens clear it out at center. Lindholm taken in the boards by Bourque. Mike Blunden off the bench comes up with it. He'll backhand it in deep, and the Canadiens finish up the line change. Winnick behind the goal. Takes the hit from Blunden. Cleared up to the line, and now Nick Bonino with a cross-ice feed for Smith-Pelly. Devontae Smith-Pelly puts himself offside as he lost the puck along the blue line.
Thomas Plekanec has got the second goal of this game, and he almost had his second of the game as this shot comes up and over Hiller's left shoulder and off the crossbar. Great setup. As you can hear the sound of the crossbar, and that was the first shift for the Habs. With Plekanec almost getting a second goal of the game, but since then...
Gloves come off here with Mike Blunden and Patrick Maroon as Blunden ends up down and Maroon gets a few shots, and that one ends rather quickly for the veteran journeyman Patrick Maroon, who spent several seasons in the American Hockey League and the Flyers organization, and Bruce Boudreau liked him when he came here to Anaheim and says he's now got a good rep with his teammates.
Well, he's going to have a very good rep if he continues to do this. He and Blunden decide to go. Maroon, realizing his team needed a little bit of a spark, tries to get it. The one thing about Patrick Maroon is he can put up some points. he not only will drop the gloves, but he is consistently 50 to 60 points in the American Hockey League, which is great for Bruce Boudreau when you can bring a player up to play the physical game and have the skill of Maroon. But great job by Blunden stepping in, trading punches there. I don't think that was momentum changer for either team. I think that's what Maroon was looking to do. Bruce Boudreau knows all about playing in the American Hockey League. He had a fantastic career mainly in the American Hockey League, and he can appreciate the young players like Maroon who pay their dues and get their opportunity. Bruce Boudreau was a tremendous goal scorer. He led the American League a few times in scoring. He's played about 175 games in the National Hockey League, and he's been more successful as a coach in the National League than he has been as a player.
Here's Subban tying up Smith-Pelly. That allows Patrick Holland to get the puck. Holland made his NHL debut against the Oilers on Tuesday. Now he goes to the net, tips it on goal. And Jonas Hiller makes a stop as Ryan White couldn't knock the rebound out of the air. Nick Bonino gets by Subban. Bonino in the slot for Perry. Shot kicked out by Price. Now a race for it back the other way, but it's all the way back into the Anaheim zone, and Fistrick will get there first. Fistrick being hassled by Gallagher. Gets it out over his line, but Julio is there. Back up the boards. Gallagher tipped it in. Eller will go after it. And Fowler first on the puck, tied up by Eller. Gallagher will fish it free. He gets checked, and Koivu is there to retrieve it. As he moves it out at center, Julio trying to play for Beaulieu. Instead, he sets up Cogliano, cutting in on the wing, but he can't get a shot away. Nathan Beaulieu works it back around the boards. Into the corner where Galchenyuk is there to get it. Now it comes free, and Eller will skate it back out. Lars Eller down the wing on his own, little spinorama, takes it back in the net. Eller still on the puck, hooks it to the point. Beaulieu across for Bouillon in the slot. Giolito fires, it's off the skate of Koivu. Had to spin to try and shoot that puck. And now Silverberg will dump it in right on Price, who hands it off in the corner.
Nice, good puck moving. Great play by Eller to control the puck down deep and a D to D. And then trying to get a quick shot from Giunta as the slot opened up. But Giunta just couldn't get enough wood or carbon on the shot to be effective.
Bonneval up in the slot for Plaquette, curling away from Getzlaf. He'll send it back down low for Brian Giunta, tied up by Lindholm. Bonneval comes over to help out. Now it's Giunta in the corner, Lindholm all over him. Getzlaf in there to help out Plaquette, rolling it to the point for Georges. He'll send it back down deep. Giunta can't reach it back in the net. Comes around onto the wing. Bonneval trying to reach it. Beauchemin there as well. Up high off the back of Diaz. Now kicks down to the point and comes out at center. As Thomas Plaquette is there, and he'll wire it right back in the Duck zone. Jonas Hiller leaving it back in the net. Beauchemin calling for the pass. And now we'll drop it off for Lindholm behind the net. Lindholm works it up for Solani through center. Tips it by Moen. Brought in by Getzlaf on a backhand. Throws it across the crease. Nobody there to reach it. Canadians back their place now as Desharnais will lead the rush. Down the wing with Cork going to the net. Takes the shot. Hiller to save. And it's batted away before Moen can get to it. Solani back around behind his own goal and away from Bourque. Lays it across for Winnick. Markov though tracking that one down. And he'll break it up. Moen dropping it off for Bourque. Back to Moen in front to Bourque. And that got tipped away in the slot. Corey Perry now on the transition. Down the wing, Perry trying to get that one in front for Fowler, but it was tipped away. And Moen will play it across for Desharnais to the line, dropping it off for Bourque. Back to Desharnais, ripped it wide. Subban at the point with it now. Subban trying to get it down low. It's off the stick and intercepted by Mathieu Perreault, and he'll work it ahead for Perry. Emerson Edom with a shot on net. Stopped by Price. He'll get the glove on it, and he will hold on. David Desharnais trying to up the Canadiens' lead to 3 and had a great chance, but just whistled that one wide.
Move and then dishes a nice pass off to Corey Perry, and Travis Moen sliding to block the play, but you can see Subban, you've seen him do that play many times successfully, and he comes back to the bench. JJ Daigneault has just given PK a little heads up, probably making sure, hey, you got to hit the guy with his head down, PK, but PK knows. PK knows he missed him. He knows exactly what happened and realized it was bad timing on the hit. But that's what you like about PK Subban. He wants to make those plays. Sometimes when they don't work, it results in opportunities again, such as that one. But fortunately, no goal for the Anaheim Ducks.
And wants to learn and improve as well. Isn't afraid to ask the coaches, even during the intermission. As we saw in 24CH. Here's Holland. Wrist shot on net. Stopped by Hiller, and he'll cover it up side of the goal. as he had a couple of players buzzing around with Bonneval, the first one there looking for the puck.
This is a great play off a face-off loss. It's just hustling up on the puck on the defenseman for the Anaheim Ducks to get on the puck quickly, and this is what speed can do, as Sami Vatanen lost it on the blue line and then quickly take the puck to the net. Good job off a face-off loss in your defensive zone to turn it into a good offensive opportunity. Sami Vatanen, a young defenseman on the back end with Brian Allen, just couldn't handle that win by Saku Koivu, and Bonneval takes it back the other way.
Eller off the draw, pokes it in the corner, shot off the glass by Sami Vatanen, and that ends up being a great glove save by Peter Budaj as he snakes that one in between the benches.
Patrick Holland with another very good opportunity on that last rush as well. A little bit of the jitters getting out of Patrick Holland's game. He really kept his shift short, just over 6 minutes of ice in his first National Hockey League game. Last game, and this game he seems to have a little more confidence with the puck, putting pucks to the net, hanging on to it a little longer.
Always shot in here by Silverberg, steered away by Price, and the puck gets lifted back to the point. Eller trying to hold it in, bounce down to the corner off the shoulder of Beaulieu. Silverberg up with it. Gallagher trying to tie him up now as Silverberg in the corner gets checked by Gallagher. Eller waiting for it on the wing. Silverberg plays it back in between the defense. It'll come out at center as Beauchemin is there to dump it right back in. Price stopped it behind the net. Beaulieu, long pass up for Brendan Gallagher. Trying to get off to Michael Bonneval, trying to get in on the wing, but it's tipped away, and Beauchemin has got it back to Corey Perry. Lost it in the skates of Plekanec. And the Ducks now get into a little trouble in their own zone here. Smith Pelly is forced to bank it out. Bonneval at center ice looking to move it. Gionta comes over to help out, and he'll dig it away back to the middle where Corey Perry intercepts, giving way for Beauchemin, who's being watched by Plekanec all the way back to his own zone. Now Lindholm with it. Turned it over to Gionta. Here's Plekanec up on the wing. Brian Gionta trying to skate it in. Couldn't reach it. Plekanec will block it, but it's a hand pass if Gionta touches it here. So Beauchemin tries to reach in and get it. Now play continues as he does. And it backs to foot for Plekanec with a shot. And Jonas Hiller makes the stop.
Sloppy play by Beauchemin. He knew he had to touch the puck, and instead of going in and just grabbing it on his stick and making a hard play, he takes a feeble swing at it, and Gionta takes it right off him and turn it into a good scoring opportunity.
Beauchemin wraps it up the wing here for Perry. Quick pass up at center. Nick Bonino is on it. He'll dump it in. Rice stops it back of the net and gives way for Diaz. Rafael Diaz off for David Desharnais. Lost the puck to Solani. Got it back though. Desharnais then takes a hip check from Brian Allen trying to get in the zone. Getzlaf up with it as he'll hand it off for Solani. Now Smith Pelly with it. Flipped it up on the boards. Brought in by Getzlaf. Checked by Desharnais. David Desharnais moves it ahead for Michael Bonneval. Off the boards. Bork trying to catch up to it. Rolling puck and does. And he's forced to throw it around behind the net, but it comes all the way up on the wing for Getzlaf, who will start back in the Canadian zone, being watched by Beaulieu. Into the corner. Nathan Beaulieu looking for the puck there as well. Solani hands it off in the corner. Beaulieu knocked down by Getzlaf, and White comes up with it as he'll feed it over to Holland, who will lift it out at center and now chase it down with Fowler back in the Duck zone.
Smart play by Ryan White, picking up the puck below the goal line and quickly up to Holland and out of the zone. Exactly what you're looking for. Strong defensive coverage by Ryan White. An excellent outlet pass.
Getzlaf from center. Well, backhanded in the Canadian zone as we approach the midway market. Period number 2. Habs out front 2-0 on first period goals by Michael Bonneval and Thomas Plekanec. And now they dump it in here, but get caught and won't be able to make the line change.
Now, even though David Desharnais has not yet scored a goal this season, he has done everything but in the last few games, and he tries to go by one of the biggest defensemen at 6'4", Brian Allen. Desharnais jumps up and just one leg, doesn't quite get there, but bounces off the glass, stays in the play. A little bit of a size mismatch. Good hit by Allen, and great job by Desharnais to keep his balance and make sure that that puck goes deep. David Desharnais, I'm sure, is frustrated by his lack of scoring, but he is really starting to pick his game up and do the little things that the Habs need him to do.
Yeah, he certainly gets good marks for the landing that he...
Oh, that was great. That was great, keeping his balance and keeping the play going forward.
Here's Allen sending it across for Vatanen. His shot got blocked. Diving to swipe it out is Galchenyuk, and he'll get it back to center. Sami Vatanen up for Saku Koivu. Tipped away, and Galchenyuk will lead it back up ice. Gallagher for Galchenyuk, and a good goal. Drops it to Eller with a snapshot that goes in wide. Subban at the line. Dumps it back in deep behind the net. Galchenyuk throws it off the pad of Hiller as Hiller can't reach it in the slot. Markov at the point will keep it in. Off the leg of Saku Koivu. Here's Hiller up with it. Hiller trying to get it for Gallagher in front, and it went off his stick. Then he was hit by Brian Allen. Koivu hands it off for Cogliano, who has not missed a game since his NHL debut with the Oilers back on October 4th, 2007. Third highest consecutive game streak in the NHL for Andrew Cogliano.
That is excellent, excellent to be able to stay healthy that long behind Bouwmeester and Henrik Sedin.
Icing waved out here as Zeller won the race for it. Now fights for it in the corner and comes up with it. Lars Zeller spins to escape Perreault, then gets hit from behind by Perreault in the corner, and a penalty coming up here as Moan will come in to attend to Perreault. This will draw a crowd, but Perreault's hit is going to draw a power play for the Canadiens.
Travis Moan has to be very careful knowing the penalty was coming. We'll see if he's going to match it up, but Travis Moan very close on getting a retaliation penalty as we have a look at the penalty on Perreault on the hit from behind on Eller.
Third power play for the Habs coming up. Well, Lars Eller takes the boarding hit from Perreault, and that'll put the Canadiens on the power play with Perreault in the box, and saw the numbers on the check.
Well, Matthew Perreault just coming in to finish the check. Not a dirty hit, but with Eller being about 3 feet off the boards, and if he was a foot closer, he wouldn't have gone down, but Perreault hits him high in the numbers. Again, not a dirty check, but definitely a board, and that's where Travis Moan came in. Got to be very careful in those situations. If Perreault went down, whether it's accidental or not, we might have evened it up, but Lars Eller is doing a fantastic job working the puck down low, and he draws a penalty. This is a big goal for the Montreal Canadiens because this is the point of the game. The last few games when the Habs have been up, we spoke about it at the start, that they weren't able to capitalize and allow the opposition back in the game. This is a situation where they need to get to that 3-goal lead and keep that foot on the gas.
Here's Markov with it. Takes a shot blocked in front by Fowler, and another penalty coming up. Here's Gionta got clipped by the high stick of Daniel Winnick. And it will be a 5-on-3 power play for a minute 47 for Montreal.
Cam Fowler is going to go to the box. Both Winnick and Fowler were swinging at the puck in front of Gionta, and it was actually, well, Fowler's stick does come up, but it was because Bourneval lifted Fowler's stick up, so kind of incidental contact, but it's definitely called a high stick. And this break goes for the Montreal Canadiens. We've seen a few of these go the other way against the Habs, especially when it happened to PK Subban, but Fowler got his stick lifted, I should say, by Bourneval, and it hit Gionta in the face, and now it's a 5-on-3 for the Montreal Canadiens. And a good 5-on-3, a minute 47 on the 5-on-3.
The Canets will take the draw, but lost it to Getzlaf. In the corner, Beauchemin, backhander off the stick, it comes over to Getzlaf, and he'll fire it all the way down the ice. Gary Price sets it up for PK Subban. Subban now will reel out of his own zone. Over to Markov at center, back for Subban and over the line. Drops from Markov, he'll set it up. Near side for Thomas McKinnis. Up high, Markov to Subban, fires off a stick. Stopped by Hiller, rebound! Bouncing puck, they score! Gionta finally gets that bouncing puck and is able to tap it home, and a power play goal makes it 3-0.
Perfect timing for the Canadiens early on the 5-on-3 on the first rush. They enter the zone. They get the setup with Galchenyuk in front. They set up the shot with Subban. It's deflected and follow the bouncing puck as this just bounces all over from behind the net, from the front of the net past Hiller, comes behind the net to Plekanec. You can see Gionta shoots at it, and then he steps in behind Hiller and bats it in. Exactly what the Montreal Canadiens needed, an early 5-on-3 goal. There's still plenty of time, over a minute 30 on the power play left to extend their lead to 4. Great job in the puck pursuit down low on that power play.
First power play goal of the season for Brian Gionta, second goal in as many games. And now it is Daniel Winnick that will carry it out at center. Winnick hits the Canadiens line and dropped it off for Koivu, who was knocked down. Galchenyuk up with the puck, hands it off for Brendan Gallagher. Gallagher for Galchenyuk, over to Eller. He'll go back up to the point for Markov. Over to PK Subban, fires, that got blocked, loose puck in front. Gallagher, puck can't get to it. Eller does, and he shot it off the crossbar. Wide open net with Jonas Hiller diving back as Eller slams his stick into the glass behind the net. Looking to the rafters on that glorious chance.
Well, two guys are going to be going back to the bench here. Gallagher there, and then Eller off the crossbar. Both Gallagher and Eller wide open. That's great setup by Galchenyuk to start with, and then Eller hits the crossbar and out. Great shift, great puck movement, great opportunities. But both Gallagher and Eller denied on the power play. One on a fan, and then you can see Eller very upset. Those are frustrating.
Here's Beaulieu with a drive, and that sails over the net. Rene Bourque along the boards, trying to drop it down low. Fister comes up with it, though. He'll hammer it down the ice, and Price takes it back at his own net, leaving it for Diaz as the Canadians continue on the power play. Rafael Diaz hands it across to Nathan Beaulieu. He'll dump it into the Duck zone from the wrong side of center, though, and that'll end up being an icing call on the power play against Montreal.
We can have another look at the 5-on-3 power play goal by Brian Gionta from a nice overhead view. And see the Habs, this is exactly what you need to push the three players back defending, create the space up top, get the net presence in front, and then put the puck to the net and get the lucky bounces as it bounces around and Gionta's able to tap it in.
Chance here for Cogliano, stopped by Price, shorthanded right in front. Beaulieu now, long pass to Springborg, get it on, and an offside call. Rene Bourque was calling for that pass. Beaulieu connected with him, but no luck for Rene Bourque.
Those 20,000 people in the seats at the Bell Center with the striped shirts on were not calling that offside. Great play by Beaulieu. Bourque was slapping the stick. Oh, if he could have kept his right foot on the ice, because I think his right foot just came off the ice. Wow, that's awful close. That's too close for me to call, but great play, great setup. We've seen it before, Subban on that long stretch pass to Bourque, but just enough of an offside to be called, but smart play by Beaulieu.
There's PK Subban with it. Long feed ahead for Rene Bourque, deflecting it in. Jonas Hiller out of the net. Wants to play it himself. He'll wrap it around the glass and into the second row of seats. Nearly took out the popcorn vendor who had to duck there for cover. 3 seconds remaining on the power play.
Well, you can see Nathan Beaulieu sitting on the bench. That's what he is here for. He's here to move that puck up quickly. He's got an assist in the game already. Good heads-up pass on the power play. Missed a little bit earlier on not a similar play, but in the neutral zone, just missed the timing, which will come and went for icing, and then off the face-off, he had Rene Bourque wide open on the stretch pass and just couldn't quite connect for the offside.
Canadians win the draw, but it slid back down the ice. Beaulieu goes after it. Nathan Beaulieu, of course, has been collecting his air miles the last couple of weeks, going up and down between Hamilton and Montreal, but did say that he was able to get into a couple Bulldogs games, including one against the Toronto Marlies, where he logged a lot of ice time and was happy about that, to get in and play, which is something now that they hope Jared Tenordi will be able to do with his stint down there. But Beaulieu was happy with the big ice time he was getting in Hamilton. Here's Silverberg with a drive right on, and Price has got that one in there. Hold on.
That's the only way for young players to develop, is to embrace the opportunity to play. I know everybody's disappointed. I've done it. We talked to Bobby Dallas who's saying how he's done it. As we have another look at the opportunity for Carey Price, one of a few saves this period. But young players playing in the American Hockey League, that's what they're there for, to learn. They're going to get the extra minutes. They're going to get the power play, the penalty kill. And then when they come up because of injuries, and every team has plenty of injuries, those young players are going to step in and have the confidence in their ability that it might only take one game to get that NHL level of play get going. But it's all about the confidence and being comfortable on the ice. So they have long careers, and to move up and down earlier in career is not a problem. Montreal Canadiens do a great job of developing their young players.
Corey Perry from the top of the circle with a snapshot, steered away by Price. Back in the net, PK Subban worked over by Perrault, and he got hit by Corey Perry. Penalty coming up here, and Perry will be attended to by Markov with a couple of shoves. Back up ice, Gallagher knocked down by Beauchemin. Subban back to his feet, and Perry's going to head to the box.
PK Subban not very happy about it. Corey Perry not very happy about the call in this situation. Markov did a very smart play, went down and addressed Perry, but realized that Subban hopped right up, and he was okay and stood back and let Perry get the penalty.
Perry to the box, and the Canadians with a 3-0 lead over the Ducks here in the second on TSN.
Subban back out on the power play for the Montreal Canadiens, as he was the recipient of a hit by Corey Perry down behind his own goal line, and that's what put Corey Perry in the box. You can see Subban turns, and Perry comes in, goes to finish the check, and comes up and catches Subban on the chin. You get a great view of it here, and he just catches his chin. Subban goes down, right back up. Another great opportunity, but again, catch a player in a vulnerable position, and Perry comes in and throws his weight into the check, and Subban, as he's turning, takes it right off the chin.
Canadians win the draw. Subban with it. Over to Galchenyuk. 1 for 4 so far in the power play tonight with 6 shots. Eller after into the corner. Off to Gallagher. Back for Markov. Over to Subban. To Markov again. And in off to Subban. Gallagher parked in front. It's way for Galchenyuk near side. Taking his time with it. Markov sneaks in down low. Gets the pass in his skates. Trying to roll it in the slot. Canadians maintain control. Galchenyuk with a shot that's blocked. Gallagher with a chance in front. Kicked out by the pad of Hiller. Lars Eller back behind the net for Galchenyuk in the corner. Trying to go up high to the point for Subban. Pressured by Fowler. And the Ducks will clear it to center. Markov back at his own line. Tried to bounce pass off the boards for Galchenyuk. That didn't work as Fowler's there to play it into the Canadian zone. Markov will take it around the boards. Handing it off for Bernie Gallagher. Trying to tip it away. Cogliano down low along the goal line. Rolled it in front. Couldn't get it onto the stick of a fellow Duck. Subban drops it off for Gallagher, and now the Canadians can reset on their power play here. Here's Bourneval. A nice move to tip it by on the wing. Bourneval holds up, feeds the point for Brian Gionta. Over to Beaulieu, tipped across for Subban. Subban with a shot, and it's blocked, but he'll get it in the corner. Mikel Bourneval, checked on the play by Brian Allen. Bourneval trying to break free from Lindholm now. Puck sent around for Nathan Beaulieu, dropping it on the boards. Plekanec bats it back towards the net. It's tipped wide by Bourneval, and the Ducks get it out at center. Cogliano after it, and the puck is played back in.
Nice job by Bourneval to get the puck in the zone, play down below the goal line. Great opportunity, young player. He's hot, and Michel Therrien puts him right back out on the power play. Great confidence booster early in your career to know that the coach is pleased with your play to put you on the power play.
Moan trying to drive the net. He was held back by Semi Vatanen. May in the corner. Perry out of the box is roughing Minor over as Ronnie Bourque fires a shot wide. Corey Perry there to get the puck. He'll clear it out. The Ducks have picked up 11 penalty minutes here in this second period. Spending over half the period in the box. There's Rene Bourque with it. Bourque in on the wing, trying to backhand it in front. Beauchemin cut that pass off. Albone will work it up onto the boards, but Corey Perry is there to get it. He'll hand it off at center for Nick Bonino. Back over to Perry. That's broken up. And the Ducks are on it again. Sami Vatanen, long snapshot right on. Carey Price has got that one, and he'll hold on. On Monday, we continue to bring you Habs regional hockey as the Canadians head to New York City to face off against the Rangers in the home opener at the new-look Madison Square Garden. Live coverage begins right here on your regional TSN Canadians at 7:30 Eastern, 8:30 Atlanta. And that should be a fun night after 3 years of 3 phases of renovations. Madison Square Garden will reopen for the Rangers Monday night, and looking forward to seeing what the finished product is like.
Oh, the place will look great, and the show that they will put on at Madison Square for opening night for the New York Rangers desperately needed some home games by the Rangers.
Here's Solani trying to get it down low for Getzlaf. That was taken away as White will hand it off for Patrick Hall, who banks it in off the boards to the Duck zone. White wanted into the forecheck, laying the body, then White runs into Fistrick back of the net as Getzlaf will clear the puck out for Fowler at center. Dan Fowler in over the line, trying to go to the goal with it. Winnick knocked it away. George is in the corner trying to fight forward here. Comes back up high. Here's Getzlaf, backhander right on. And Price will squeeze the pads on that one and hang on. And again, we'll get a little shoving here in the Canadiens' goal crease.
We haven't seen a lot of Teemu Selanne. We've talked a lot about him at the start of this game, but we really haven't seen his impact on the game. Ryan Getzlaf has had his impact by a giveaway. But Getzlaf makes a nice play here to put the puck on the net, and there's Selanne looking for a rebound. Carey Price making sure that he holds it, knowing that Selanne's going to be right on the doorstep. Carey Price not really tested, and nothing like taking momentum away from a team when you're taking the penalties. That's what Anaheim's done this period.
Stick around, second intermission coming up. Jessica Resnick downstairs. She'll be chatting with the Canadians, and in the box with Francois Gagnon coming up as well. That point shot redirected, and Price sharp on the glove save there.
Very sharp was Carey Price. Brian Allen with a blast from the point. It was deflected by Perreault. And Carey Price out top of the crease, sees it the whole way. Allen just a good shot. Perreault with the deflection, and Carey Price is right in behind Perreault as he's able to snag that deflection. You see the glove just drop by Carey Price and grabs that puck. Good face-off win by Perreault. Go to the net, get the deflection, and almost give your team the first goal of the game.
Subban and Perry lined up side by side there on the face-off, and they were having a little chat about the hit that put Perry in the box. And here's Perry up with a puck down the wing, trying to get by Markov. Snapped it on net. Blocked by Price. He'll bat it away, and Markov is on it. Flips it high in the air, and that will skip back down to the Anaheim zone with Brian Allen there to get.
The Anaheim Ducks haven't done themselves any favor this period by all the penalties they've taken.
That's for sure.
They've really allowed the Montreal Canadiens to control the game on the power play. They got a 5-on-3 goal. And now the Ducks have got to worry about regrouping in this last 2 minutes and maybe even the third period to get themselves back in this game. They had started pretty well in the second. The penalties have taken them out of the game.
Markov will ring it around the boards. Bonneval is on it. Tipped away by Perreault. Out down to the corner. PK Subban ends up with it back behind the net. Trying to play it. Perreault is there as well as Gianta will come over in the corner. Lifting it back to the far side. Perreault hustles after it and got it to the point for Bolshemak. Now Lindholm up with it. Fires, kicked out by Price. Edom in the corner. Back behind the goal. Intercepted by the skate of Andrei Markov. He'll come up the wing with it, and Markov will bounce it out for Brian Gianta. Perreault is there to play it back in deep, and Ken Bonneval is on it. Bonneval trying to get it up the boards. Thrown on net by Lindholm. Stopped by Price. Puck played in front. Bouncing through the crease and wide. Cogliano back in the net. Trying to get it back in front. Cogliano to the point for Lindholm. Lindholm with a shot through traffic off a leg. Perreault can't bat it in front. Subban behind the net. Will work it around the corner. Lindholm plays it back to the goal. And Price has got the glove out there to scoop it up and get the whistle.
I really like the way Carey Price is able to surround that puck and make sure there is no rebound, realizing that his team was in a little bit of trouble. Anaheim having a good push. Carey Price Corey Perry working down low, getting some really good setups from point shots, but Carey Price realizing his team needed to change and was able to hold that shot, which was just above his pads as he was down, and get the whistle.
Ryan White out there against Koivu, and White on the draw to the corner. Cogliano immediately tied up by Georges. As White will play it back to the net. Pouillon is there. Presses Pouillon. Gets it off the glass, and it went off the stick of Lars Eller and ended up in the Anaheim bench here in the final minute of period number 2.
Bounced off of Cam Fowler, who was just outside the blue line, and Cam Fowler plays the most of any player on the Anaheim Ducks, averaging 23.45 a game. He was the 12th overall pick in 2010. Tremendous puck-moving defenseman.
Here's Cogliano up in the game. Drops it off for Fowler. Kicked out by Price. Galchenyuk can't clear. Another drive redirect in front. Price was trying to find it. As Sammy Vesey will play it to the point. Here's Fowler with a shot off the leg of Silverberg in front. Koivu shoots. Got it to skate of Pouillon. Into the corner. Pouillon trying to move the puck. He'll leave it for Lars Eller. And the Canadians break out 3-on-3. Eller up the head for Galchenyuk down the wing. He's given a ride by Vatanen. Gallagher back in the net, trying to throw it in front. And he can't fool Jonas Hiller. That is tied down up against the goalpost.
Well, Brendan Gallagher was waiting for the puck, but the referee got stuck in behind the net to stop the puck. Otherwise, Gallagher held Galchenyuk wide open, and Hiller just had to go down as Gallagher realized, I can't get it out in front of the slot, so I'll throw it and try to bank shot it off the back of Hiller. Smart play by Brendan Gallagher from below the goal line with 25 seconds remaining in the second period.
Getzlaf and Desharnais for the draw. Desharnais won it. Moan will slide it to the point for Diaz. Played back to the net. Desharnais is on it. Trying to get away from Bolshemak. Knocked down. Fights for the puck. Moan comes up with it to the point for Markov. He'll play it back down low. Desharnais trying to throw it in front. It's off the stick of Bolshemak. Getzlaf on the corner. Worked over by Travis Moan. As Solani will get it to center ice. Flipping it back into the Canadiens' end. Daniel win it on it, but he'll run out of time as Markov knocks it away from him in the corner.
Excellent second period by the Montreal Canadiens as they're able to take a 3-goal lead into the third period, helped by Carey Price with some stops, also helped with some penalties by the Anaheim Ducks.
15 saves for Price in the second period. Gionta, the power play goal, and the Habs are up 3-0 after 40 on TSN. The only goal in the second period was the 5-on-3 power play marker by the captain, Brian Gionta. Now with goals in back-to-back games, Thomas Plekanec getting the assist as well. 2-point night for him so far as the Ducks outshot Montreal 15-9 in the second and hold a 23-19 edge. And 21-12 are the shots for Anaheim in 5-on-5 play here in the game tonight. But a 3-0 lead for Montreal as they'll carry it into the start of period number 3.
In today's game, you can't take anything for granted. A 3-goal lead is something that the Montreal Canadiens were going to have to try to build on and not protect, as Teemu Selanne would love to get one final goal in the Bell Center and get his team back in this game. He's got one shot so far in this game. The Habs have done a very nice job of keeping him away from the net. But Teemu Selanne, if he is for sure done in his career, and this is his last game in the Bell Center, other than maybe a Stanley Cup final, then I would expect him to be pushing to try to get his last goal against the Montreal Canadiens.
And some speculation Selanne may not play in Ottawa against the Senators, so that would be disappointing for Ottawa fans to not see him on the farewell tour. Here's Teemu Selanne down the wing. Sends it in the corner. Diaz going after it. Back of the net. Ryan Getzlaf immediately checked by Josh Gorges. Puck comes up along the boards. Lindholm will keep it in. Now low for Getzlaf. Getzlaf throws it in front. Gionta's there to pick it off. And the Canadiens lead the rush back up ice. Thomas Plekanec works it into the corner. Bonavale going after it. Poked it away from Lindholm back to the net. Selanne lost the puck. Gionta spins and fires, and that one goes wide. Bonavale tied up in the corner by Silverberg. Pass for Selanne, missed that one. And it comes back to the Canadiens line. Markov for Gallagher off the top of the glass. Lars Eller trying to get it in on the wing. Lindholm in the corner, up the boards. Eller off for Galchenyuk with a chance, and a shot got blocked. He's got the rebound, throwing it off the back of the net, and Jonas Hiller has to stretch behind with his glove to keep the puck in between his feet.
This all starts with a nice play on the boards by Lars Eller. He pulls the puck off the boards, just backhands, and he knows exactly where Galchenyuk. He has a quick peek. Galchenyuk puts the puck to the net, and you can see the traffic that's there with Gallagher going to the net hard with Lindholm, and then Galchenyuk picks it up, wants to try to throw it in. If he can get that puck a little higher, he's got an excellent opportunity to bank that puck in and fall off the back of Jonas Hiller. Great shift, great push by Alex Galchenyuk. This is exactly what the Montreal Canadiens need to do. Keep the pressure on. Don't sit back. Push pucks to the net. Be aggressive on the puck in all parts of the game.
Markov bats it back behind the goal for PK Subban. And now it is Galchenyuk who has picked up an assist on the Brian Gionta goals. They had the second assist for him. There's a pass picked off. It's headed by Rene Bourque. Bourque will carry it in on the wing. Curling along the boards, looks for an outlet pass, backhands it on net, and that got stopped with Moan trying to find it on the doorstep. Rene Bourque back to the goal, feeds the point. Pouillon's there. Across for Nathan Beaulieu. Snapshot stopped by Jonas Hiller, and he'll hold on.
With a strong shift by Bourque, Moen, and Darnay. Bourque comes off the bench to pick up the puck, and then he creates a great opportunity, and then finishes with a nice opportunity by Beaulieu with a shot from the point. Easily smothered, but I like the way the Canadiens are taking the puck to the net, not looking for the back pass in the slot. Everything is going to the net from the outside, looking for rebounds.
There's Travis Moan back in the net. Knocked down, tried to play it out front, but that was taken away. Corey Perry's on it as he'll get it out at center for Mathieu Perreault. Perreault with a long wrist shot right in. Price will handle that one, and he'll hold on. Every point is so important even early in the season, as it's a 10th game for the Canadiens tonight. And already the wild card situation is something you look at just for fun here in this early point of the season.
Well, the standings are never for fun. Every team has them in their locker room, and every point is so important. You said it, John. There's not a game that goes by that teams will say, you know, we can't afford to give up points. The parity in the league is so good and so strong that nightly you have to get points, and in this game where the Habs should be getting 2, they want to make sure they come out of 2.
And Carolina's sitting second right now in the Metropolitan Division with bad news coming out tonight. Cam Ward looks like he'll be out about a month with a lower body injury, so There goes their number one netminder. And that'll be trouble for Carolina. Here's Fowler from the point. Laying it in down low. It ends up back around behind the net. Natsu Perreault trying to chip along the boards. Markov's there. Can't clear it out. Shot it into Perreault. Batted back down to the front of the net. Trying to stretch for it was Edom, and it comes to Perry, and he rips it high over the goal. Fowler pinching in. Holds it at the left point. Gets the wrist shot on net. Tipped on goal. Price the save. He's back to the crease, but he's got the puck under his arm, and he'll hang on.
Good job down low by Anaheim, working the puck down low, getting bodies to the net, putting pucks to the net, doing exactly what the Montreal Canadiens have tried to do. Down low, this is something that Markov does not want to happen. He gets beat to the net by 2 Ducks, and that creates problems because now the Anaheim Ducks pick up the puck, they keep the pressure on, the rest of your team starts to scramble a little bit, and eventually the puck comes to the net bouncing, and Carey Price has to smother it. Markov, a veteran defenseman, should know better. Give himself a little bit of room. Do not allow anybody you're playing against in the corner to beat you to the front of the net.
Francois Beauchemin tries a shot for the point that ends up off the leg and over the glass.
Carey Price once again being able to hold on to the rebounds, not allow those second and third opportunities that usually teams are scoring on. If the goaltenders are strong enough to hold the puck and not allow the rebounds, it makes a big difference for your defensemen being able to defend.
Eller won the draw as Nathan Beaulieu will get it up the boards, and it's tipped out by Galchenyuk. Eller trying to fight for it at center, and he'll get it into the Duck zone. Down on the wing, Galchenyuk had it hop over his stick. Devontae Smith-Pelly back up ice. Hands it off for Patrick Maroon, who rolls it in, and Price will shoot it off the box to the point. Kept in deep by Anaheim. Nathan Beaulieu back of the net is checked. Devontae Smith-Pelly up with it. Box it back down to the corner. Beaulieu trying to kick it free. Oh, he got it loose for Galchenyuk. Played up off the glass, and that will skip out over the line as Smith-Pelly regroups at center ice and dumps it back in. Hopped over the stick of Price. Beaulieu trying to move it. Marzello in the corner as well, and that got chipped up over the glass and ends up out of play once again. CFL Pink Week continues this week. Tune in on Saturdays. The Alouettes take on the Tiger Cats live from Alumni Stadium. The CFL helping tackle women's cancers. Live coverage gets underway at 12:30 Eastern, 1:30 Atlantic on TSN. Playoff implications in that game for the Alouettes and Ticats. Troy Smith had a big outing against Hamilton Sunday here in Montreal at Molson Stadium, and we'll get the start again. McKinnon drops it around the boards, up for Brian Giunta. He'll tip it at center as Allen had it caught in his skates. Ryan Getzlaf back the other way. Getzlaf carries it in. Top of five McKinnon. Quick shot sails over the net as Winnick tried to fire it on goal, and again the puck ends up out of play.
The Ducks are putting every play to the net. If there's a turnover, they're driving the puck wide. They're throwing pucks to the net. They're waiting for those rebounds. Carey Price is not giving too many out, as Michel Therrien's quite happy about that. But the Ducks are pushing. The Montreal Canadiens have got to answer back. Other than the Lars Eller line, we really haven't seen a lot of action the first 3.5 minutes in the Anaheim zone. It's all been in front of Carey Price.
Thomas Buchanan's out there for the draw. His goal tonight, his 161st in his career, ties him with Réjean Houle for 35th all-time on the Canadiens goals list. Here's Winnick back in his own zone for Getzlaf. Brought up at center by Cam Fowler. Stopped momentarily by Giunta at center ice. Now he'll get it in deep. Over the stick of Price, back in the net. Diaz trying to move it in the corner. Georges immediately in on Daniel Winnick, but he got it behind the goal for Teemu Selanne. Wrap around the tipped in front. Cleared away from the crease by Buchanan. Here's Vatanen with a shot. Walked in front. Fowler up with it. He'll shoot. Tipped by Selanne. It just goes wide. Getzlaf on the far side with it into the corner for Teemu Selanne. Selanne trying to hand it back off the point. It goes off the skate, and Mikel Bonaval will skate it to center, and he'll backhand it into the Duck zone.
Nice play by Bonaval. The defense for Anaheim are really activating. Scott Niedermayer is not with the team tonight, but he works with this team, works with the young defensemen as a defensive coach. You can really see how Fowler and Vatanen, Lindholm, they all love to jump up in the play, and they're really activating the offensive zone, creating problems for the Habs.
Markov will flip it up in the air. That'll get to center, where Blundin will bat it into the Duck zone. At the line, really coughed up there, but Emerson Edom got it out. Patrick Holland back up with it, and he'll dump it in. Picked up behind the net by Mark Fistrick. Fistrick was a healthy scratch the last 2 games for Anaheim. Got it up on the wing, it's off the leg. Ryan White tips it over to Holland. trying to feed it back for Glennon, but a traffic jam at the blue line allows the puck to come out to center. Looping around with it now. Mathieu Perreault on the wing for Edom. His shot got blocked. Holds it back in front of it. Picked up by Subban. Sprints from the board. Board shoots. Stopped by Hiller as he can't put it through the 5-hole. Subban and Bourque seem to have something working on the long pass there now. Well, 3 times this year. Here's Perry with a drive, and it sails over the net off the glass. Desharnais going after it. Can't chip it out of the zone. Perreault throwing it into the slot. Edom finds it. Stopped by Price in the crease. Great save there, and Desharnais is back up ice. David Desharnais slides it into the wing. Got it to the corner now, going after the puck. He'll knock it down to the boards, but it's brought back out by Lindholm. Ahead for Cogliano, entering the Montreal zone, but he had it poked off his stick, and it comes back to center as Beauchamp is on it. Holger works it over to Bouillon. Back up at center. Travis Moan trying to play. Bourque's there as well. He'll flip it over the red line as the Canadians squeeze in a change here with Cogliano back in on the attack. Takes it down to the corner. Here's Koivu cutting in front off a skate. Cogliano feeds it to Fowler. His pass back in the feet of Silverberg, and it comes out at center. Galchenyuk now all over Vatanen, back in his own zone, and stripped him of the puck. In the stop for Gallagher. It's under his stick. Diaz at the point. Will play it back down to the corner. Fowler right in front. And Eller tipped that one away. Now he goes after it and knocks down Sami Vatanen along the boards, and then gives Silverberg a ride as well, but that one will draw a penalty. Cogliano will give Eller a shot, but Lars Eller will go to the box here, and the Anaheim Ducks will go to the power play when we return as PK Subban connects with Bourque, but Bourque is robbed by Hiller.
Lars Eller in the box for cross-checking as he got a little over-anxious in the offensive zone. These are tough penalties to take. He comes in, he's battling hard on the boards, and then Silverberg picks up the puck, and you can see Eller a little bit of a cross-check. It's a soft cross-check, but it's a cross-check nonetheless as Silverberg goes down and the arm goes up automatically. Offensive zone penalties are something that drive coaches crazy, and they are the toughest penalties to kill for penalty killers. Never fails. You drag a guy down from a goal to stop a goal, the penalty killers kill it. But when you take an offensive zone power play, for whatever reason, the stat always shows that the puck seems to end up in the back of your net. Not all the time, but more often than not.
Second power play of the night for Anaheim. Just one shot on their previous attempt. As Thomas Plekanec will line up against Mathieu Perreault, who's third in the NHL and leads the Ducks in face-off percentage. He's just over 60% of the season. Perreault's got it on the boards here. Mathieu Perreault hangs on for Corey Perry in the corner. Back for Perreault. Being watched here by Diaz. Now sends it across for Getzlaf. Holds the shot. Now shoots. Blocked by Josh Georges. Getzlaf beats it up high to the point. Fired by Vatanen. Tipped wide off the backboards. Price has the pad down there to cover the angle. Diaz will ring it around off the glass. It's not out. Getzlaf over to Vatanen. Down to the right side. Perreault has got it. In the corner side of the net. Corey Perry trying to center. Georges blocked it. Two of them fight forward back behind the net. Into the corner. Moan's got it held there. Solani trying to dig it out. Travis Moan's got it jammed up against the board with his skate. Now Georges in there with Corey Perry. Perry trying to play it free. Tipped across Diaz for Plekanec, and it's backhanded all the way down the ice.
Well-deserved round of applause for the penalty killers for the Montreal Canadiens. Josh Georges doing yeoman's work down low, blocking shots, and working the bigger Corey Perry in the corner, winning the battle.
Perry off for Getzlaf. Lost a handle on it, has to go retrieve it. Gives it back to the boards. Perreault to the point. Getzlaf tries to shot. Gianna trying to stick it away. Solani had it knocked loose. Ryan White is on it, and once again, Ryan White will air it down the ice.
Excellent job once again getting in the shooting lanes. Gionta with the block on the shot. Ryan White knocking the puck out of the air. Good kill so far for the Habs.
And as Fowler tips it in, the Ducks get called for an offside at the Canadiens line with just under half a minute remaining in the power play.
Well, Josh Georges does a great job in the penalty kill. He's so quick down low. He gets in front of this when he steps into it. He misses with the right save or the right pad, and then he gets caught up in this play. He stops the pass coming across the crease, and that was a huge play as Corey Perry's looking for a backdoor play for Teemu Selanne, which Selanne usually connects on, and Georges goes down low and then continued the battle in the corner and won the battle in the corner with a much bigger Corey Perry. Great job, great penalty kill by Josh Georges.
Plekanec comes up with the puck. He'll skip it down the ice. Jonas Hiller blocks it at the side of the net, leaving it for Cam Fowler. Fowler back out for the Ducks. Crosses center, goes to dump it in, didn't get all of it though. Price is going to play it, and he'll clear it out himself, and that'll do it. As Heller is out of the box, and we're back at even strength. 3-0 Canadians leading.
Carey Price, a little bit of a risky play as he tried to lob it up the middle at the end of that penalty kill, and it just made its way out.
Here's Georges trying to work it through center. That's broken up though, and brought right back in. Here's Bonino with it. Bonino over the Maroon, he scores! Patrick Maroon gets the pass, and he puts it over Price and in, and the Ducks are on the board.
Well, for all the good plays that Josh Georges was just doing down low on the penalty kill, this is one that he wants back. Again, move the puck, simple play. Instead of moving it to the boards on the forehand, he goes to the backhand and gives it away, creates the 2-on-1, and Patrick Maroon comes in and makes no mistake on that one. That is just a tough play by Josh Georges. A great defensive job, penalty killing, gets the puck, keep it simple, keep it on your forehand. The old backhand flipper in the middle of the ice has given Anaheim some life with just over 11 minutes to play here in the third period.
Third career goal for Patrick Maroon. As Galchenyuk at center will tip it along the boards. Koivu's got it. Feeds it across for Brian Allen. Hands it out to Silverberg. Brought in over the line. Galchenyuk there though, and he'll slide it back for Nathan Beaulieu. Up to the blue line. Silverberg got a piece of it. It skips out. And at center now, the Ducks are on it as Lindholm will work it back in for Silverberg. Here's Beaulieu. Clearing it off the glass, and it comes back to Brian Allen. Here's Lindholm, feeding it back for Allen off his stick. And back to center ice, Galchenyuk will roll it over to Nathan Beaulieu. Back up the wing, here's Galchenyuk with it at the line, but he got crossed up with Lars Eller right on the blue line, and that resulted in the offside.
Just couldn't get the puck forward. He looked to chip it ahead, and it resulted in the offside. Michel Therrien is going to be upset with that play, but it's difficult when you've got a veteran defenseman like Josh Georges who makes that play. These are plays that don't normally get made by your veteran players. Michel Therrien can't look down and give him the evil eye because Josh Georges knows as well as anybody that, yep, coach, I made a big blunder right there. And we'll see if Josh Georges can help his team maybe get that one back and preserve this win.
Up comes in front of the net. Edam's got it in his feet there. Had a little trouble with it. Now comes up with it. And the Ducks will start back up ice. Down the wing. Emerson Edam trying to cut towards a goal. It's tipped away. Subban will go after it. Markov is here to retrieve it in the corner as he'll send it up the middle. It's off of Vatanen, and Desharnais will follow up with it. David Desharnais rubbed out along the Ducks bench there. 10 games without a goal for David Desharnais. His last goal was April 25th in Winnipeg at the tail end of last regular season. Perreault off for Fowler and with a shot steered away by Price. Bourque going after the corner, but he got a stick into the skates of Perry and brought him down. And a penalty coming up here to Montreal. Subban will touch the puck back of the net. Bourque will go to the box. And the Ducks will go to their third power play of the night, trailing by 2 as Rene Bourque gets into the feet of Perry. And that will sit him for 2 or less. 3-1 Canadians in the third on TSN. 2 big storylines of the night, Saku Koivu and Carey Price. And with more, let's go to Jessica Rusnak.
Well, John, Carey Price will not be taking home the shutout tonight, but I did have a chance to talk to him earlier this week about Saku Koivu. He said he's an all-around great guy. He often invited him over for dinner during his rookie season. One moment in particular came in January of 2008. He had a tough game against the Washington Capitals and was very emotional in the locker room following that loss. Koivu noticed this and came up to Price and gave him some words of encouragement. Price said that's just the kind of captain Saku Koivu was.
And now with Rene Bourque in the blocks, it's Koivu's Ducks that are on the power play for a third time. 0 for 2 tonight, and it's cleared out, and now here's Plekanec with a short-handed chance. Vatanen gets back, and Plekanec tried to spin and shoot to the net, but it was blocked. Perry will hand it off for Sami Vatanen, and they reset.
Nice play by Thomas Plekanec. Kind of caught Ryan Getzlaf trying to keep the puck in at the blue line and Spinorama almost worked on Vatanen.
Diaz in the corner, trying to push it up the boards. Plekanec got it to the line. Knocked down, rolling puck, and Plekanec is away with it again here, but this time doesn't have all the room, so he'll send it down the ice and go for the change. Getzlaf out from behind his own net, now starts back up ice. Hands it off for Cam Fowler. Fowler will lift it in. Price stopping it back in the net, left it for Markov, and it's played around the boards, and now Ryan White with a shorthanded chance. Fowler back, White shoots, kicked out for the pad on Jonas Hiller. Getzlaf back through center with it. Hands it off to Corey Perry with room. His shot got blocked. Solani in the corner, rubbed out by Ryan White. Puck comes free. Markov comes up with it. Hands it off to Brian Gionta. And Gionta will take his time here and now send it down the ice. And the Ducks will get called for the holding call, holding the stick back in the corner, and that'll kill it for the power play.
Good break by the Montreal Canadiens, as Nick Bonino is the culprit on holding the stick, but the Montreal Canadiens will take advantage.
For holding the stick.
Ryan Getzlaf working back on the point in a couple different situations, as we see Bonino is going to reach around and grab Markov's stick right there with the left hand as Markov was moving the puck up, but Ryan Getzlaf back on the point. Bruce Boudreau, knowing his power play hasn't been working that well, put Getzlaf back to maybe create some offense. Made one nice pass, but got caught twice with easy breakouts, shorthanded by the Habs.
Here's Georges with a drive, kicked up by Jonas Hiller. He had Lars Eller right in front of him. Now let pull him up with it here, as it'll be 4-on-4 hockey for about a half minute. Dumped in, back of the net. Carey Price is on it. A little flip pass over to Georges. He's caught up in the corner now with Andrew Cogliano. Puck comes free. Beauchemin with a chance, and he'll wrist it on net, and Price is there to make the save.
Good job by Carey Price stepping up on Beauchemin. Beauchemin just finding the opening in the high slot with a great opportunity. 4-on-4. A little more ice is created when you're 4-on-4, and that's where you need your defenseman to activate. Francois Beauchemin, a second-team All-Star last year, has been a solid performer, part of that 2000 Stanley Cup win for Anaheim. Years in the American League, East Coast League, and has become an All-Star in the National Hockey League, logging lots of minutes for the Anaheim Ducks and Bruce Boudreau.
Bouillon has got the puck back behind his own net. They'll hand it off into the corner for Diaz. 5 seconds remaining in the penalty to Bourque, and the Canadiens will jump out on the power play here. Gionta up with it at center. Bourque's out of the box. He'll bring it into the Duck zone. Plekanec up with it. Pass over to Bourque in the slot. Backhander scores! His third goal and third power play marker of the season. And he extends the Canadiens' lead back to 3.
Now, René Bourque comes out of the box, but it's a really nice job on the boards by Plekanec, and he fires that pass across the offensive zone, and Bourque picks it up very smoothly as we get a great look at him coming out of the box. This is a very difficult pass to handle. Plekanec rips this. Bourque takes it no problem whatsoever, and then on the backhand finds the 5-hole. And René Bourque could be denied earlier on that power play opportunity, or not the power play, the breakaway opportunity, I should say, that Subban sent him on. Had a breakaway opportunity called back on an offside, and is finally able to bury one on the backhand to give his team that 3-goal lead.
Here's Ryan Elk out of his home zone. One pass up ahead. Monte Smith-Pelly after in the corner on the tip from Maroon. He'll go to the point for Patnick. Across for Allen. Down roll from Maroon. Got a piece of it, but it's deflected to the corner. Nathan Beaulieu off for Bouillon to get it off the boards and back down the ice. Miller leaves it, and the Ducks will start back out. Sami Vatanen with it. And over the line. Dropped it off, and a quick shot by Smith-Pelly goes wide. Comes back up to the point as Fowler tries to keep it in deep, broken up by London. London will skate it to center and get it in off the glass to the Duck zone. Miller in the corner, off to Fowler. Up on the wing, and Smith-Pelly has got it. Throws it through center, and it ends up back in the Canadian zone. Diaz there to retrieve it. Rafael Diaz starting back across for Josh Georges up on the wing. Here's Dale May with it. Got it to the line, and the Canadiens called for an offside.
David Desharnais getting in hard on the forecheck, but I'll tell you, nobody's happier than this guy right here, Josh George, just to see that goal, that lead go back to 3 as Rene Bourque put it in on the power play. He had an uncharacteristic giveaway that resulted in the only goal of the game so far, and to get that 3-goal lead, Josh George is breathing a big sigh of relief as he can get back to concentrating on defending again and not worrying about getting his team that goal back that he cost them.
3-point night so far for Thomas Plekanec. Also pulls him in front of Andrei Markov in career points by 1 at 4:05 now. The two of them are always neck and neck in that race for 34th all-time in the Canadian point leaders. Here's Beauchemin now on the corner, rolling it up the wing, intercepted by Subban, snaps a high one that ends up off the glass. Ryan Gionta into the corner for Beauchemin. Back to Teemu Selanne. Selanne had a little trouble with it there, drops it off for Beauchemin, and it's Getzlaf that's got it. Ryan Getzlaf breaking back out as the fans here at the Bell Center begin to serenade the Anaheim Ducks. Bonneval back up ice with it. Into the corner, trying to center it in front. But that pass didn't work out as Desharnais was being pushed away from the side of the goal by Allen. Teemu Selanne back the other way. Selanne trying to find a little room, takes the shot, knocked down. Price now trying to get back here. Lindholm plays it in front, and Price tipped it away with his stick as Desharnais is on it. Into Desharnais, into the Anaheim zone, drops it off for Rene Bourque. Bourque trying to snap the shot towards the net. It was blocked by Allen. Emerson Edom is on it. Comes up the wing, that gets tipped out at center, and Josh Georges will back up in his own zone with it. Feeds it back in, and that one ends up being an icing call against the Canadiens.
The Anaheim Ducks and the Los Angeles Kings are two teams that playing down south that don't get an opportunity to put a lot of local guys in their lineup, and Emerson Edom is one of those local guys. He's from Long Beach, California. He was drafted 29th overall in 2010. He's one of a very few group of players that get to play in the National Hockey League from California, and he gets to play on his hometown team, so to speak. Like a little closer to LA, but this is close enough playing in Anaheim for Emerson Edom, and it just shows you the power of Wayne Gretzky when he moved to Los Angeles years ago, and the young players who have started to play in the States down south.
Definitely a byproduct of the increase of hockey in California in the minor hockey ranks. Here's Lars Eller up to center, trying to sprint Galchenyuk. That pass got picked off. Sammy Beckman back the other way. Feeds it off to Corey Perry. Dropping it for Perreault. Mathieu Perreault. Back to the point for Beauchemin. On his backhand here, and he'll send it in behind the Canadiens' net. Perreault out front. Beauchemin sneaking in. Can't come up with it. And Gallagher will lead it back up ice. Gallagher trying to fight off Cogliano. Galchenyuk there to back him up, and he'll send it deep to the Anaheim zone with under 4 minutes to go here in the third, and a 4-1 Montreal lead. Ryan White intercepts the puck here at center. Silverberg follows up with him. He'll get it back in the Canadian zone with Markov on it. Andrei Markov ahead for Blunden. Blunden fighting forward at the blue line. Holland comes over to help out, and he's got it now. And Holland was held back by Koivu, but he sends it in deep. Blunden back to the goal, trying to get it here. But is taken away as Lindholm is on it. Lindholm to center. He'll dump it in. Carey Price stuffs it back in the net. Cleared it off the glass, but it went off the stick of Silverberg and ends up over the glass and out of play. 3:13 to go here in the third period, and Rene Bourque's power play goal has the Canadiens out front 4-1.
The second National Hockey League game in 2011-12, playing in his final junior year for the Tri-City Americans in the WHL. He had 109 points, 84 assists. Now, he was a 7th round draft pick of the Calgary Flames in 2010. He was involved in the Mike Camilleri trade. He came over to the Montreal Canadiens, known for his playmaking ability and his speed at 6 feet, 176 pounds. He's getting an opportunity with a 3-goal lead now to get on the ice a little more. Coach Michel Therrien giving him the opportunity to get out and play and relax a little bit. I think you're going to see lots more of Patrick Holland in his career. He's shown spurts in the American League that he can play the game he played in junior, and he's looking pretty good so far after 2 games with the Montreal Canadiens.
And bang on with the 3-goal lead here in the third. We have seen that line with White and Blunden. Alongside Holland out a little more. Delayed offside here for Anaheim, as Smith-Pelly will tip it in. And now Patrick Maroon fighting after it. Maroon's got a 2-point net, by the way. They added on, actually, sorry, it was Smith Pelly that ended up getting the assist added on to the Patrick Maroon goal. Markov's on it back behind his own net. Worked it up around the boards, and Moan will tip it out at center. Cam Fowler back on it. Fowler played it ahead off the stick of Moan. Side of the goal. Price will leave it for Markov. Andre Markov waiting back in the net. Nick Menino all over him. Feeds it over to PK Subban. Long pass ahead at center. Thomas McCannitz has got it. They're chipping in on the wing. Brought around back behind the net by Brian Allen. Allen trying to clear it out. Bonavale got a piece of it. Georges now will bat it back off the boards into the Duck zone. Here's Perry working it back in as Allen. It's Jeff Georges will lift it high on the back end, and that went off the hand of Brian Allen in front of the Canadiens bench and ends up in the Montreal bench for a whistle.
Big defender Brian Allen was a first-round pick of the Vancouver Canucks, originally taken 4th overall in 1998. Took him a little while to find his way in the National Hockey League and realize the type of player he was going to be. Very good addition to the Anaheim Ducks back end. He's big, he's physical. You put him in when Sheldon Saray gets back, the two of them out there, they're both big physical defensemen, can be an intimidating force for these Ducks.
Puck fired right back into the Canadian zone. Price out of the net. They'll wrap it up the boards. Lindholm blocked it with his skate. And the fans now trying to acknowledge Saku Koivu here in the final minute and a half of the third, chanting his name. Galchenyuk off for Eller. Eller centering one in front. It comes through the top of the crease. And back up ice is Mathieu Perreault. Perreault gets to the line, rolls it in past Georges. Edom played it to the front of the net. That is broken up, and Georges will clear it back out. Down the ice into the Anaheim zone. Cam Fowler is on. Up ahead for Perry. Perry brings it in. That got stopped. Bourque is there, and Bourque will lift it out, and Fowler's got it back in his own zone again.
No question that this crowd at the Bell Center would love to give Saku Koivu a going-away applause. And what could be his final game in Montreal.
Final minute now, and the fans again chanting. They're trying to urge Bruce Boudreau to get him out on the ice here. Daniel Winnick up with it. Fowler now back at his own line. Played it under the skate of Getzlaf. Up through center. Getzlaf will kick it in. Markov comes up with it though. He'll chip it off the boards and get it out. Lindholm back in his own zone. Feeds it over to Brian Allen. Up through center for Teemu Selanne. Tipped away. Plekanec will get it back in. Lindholm is there. And here comes Koivu over the boards. Price will get the whistle, and Koivu's going to get a chance to get the ovation as the fans here at the Bell Center rise to their feet for their former captain. Shot right on net. Price up with a save. And that'll get 13 and a half seconds now to go.
I don't think Ryan White wants Saku Koivu to win the last draw, although Koivu just did get a shot on net there. But this crowd is amazing, giving all the applause and all the accolades to Saku Koivu. And Press, you can see him looking around in the stands. He's not looking at anything but in the stands. He's eyeing everybody, and he appreciates this to no end. A class player giving a class reception in what could be his final game in the Bell Center.
Puck into the corner. Diaz will take it back around behind the net. Over to Galchenyuk. He'll flip it out down the ice. And the Canadiens are going to win it and end their game, end their two-game losing streak. But it's all about Saku here at the end. And there he goes, Saku Koivu off the ice, and the Canadiens to center ice to celebrate a 4-1 victory here tonight. They're back to 500 at home, 3-3 and 6-4 on the season as the Canadiens win it 4-1. Back with more from the Bell Center in a moment with the Canadiens on TSN.